Hello, everyone. So this Schumer shutdown is about to like explode. Okay, there's a couple of things that are going to be coming up like in the next 7 days that I think are going to like really bring things to a boil. Okay, so the first thing is that the food stamps are running out. Okay, particularly in New York City, where there's a big election coming up, where it's a three-way race between Cuomo, this insane socialist called Mandami, and this Republican called Sliwa, something like that. This guy was a former guardian angel, like, or maybe still is, back in the 70s. So he was part of a group, or I think he ran a group that would like patrol the New York City trains and basically, try to keep them safe. Okay, so this guy's he's running for mayor as a Republican. I mean, I think the guy's like got maybe he's polling at like 10%. So New York City, run by Democrats, there's really, really low chance of this guy winning. Okay, um, the thing that's kind of like there's a really small window uh, because you've got both Cuomo and this Mandami guy that are two Democrats that are in the race, so they are kind of splitting the Democrat vote. Um, so it still looks like a Democrat is going to win, most likely the crazy socialist. But the kicker here, right? The thing to like really watch for is that the food stamps, because are going to be running out because of the government shutdown, and Trump has said that he's not going to like fund it by through some other means, right? Because I think uh, earlier last month he used money from the tariffs to pay the troops, and last I heard that he has specifically said that he's not going to do that. Okay. Um, and I'm really happy that the Republicans are holding the line on this, not giving in to Democrats like they have done every other time for the past whatever 30 years, maybe past 50 years. They are holding the line. They are not giving in. Okay, and I think the only reason why they're not giving in to Democrats is because of Trump. Okay, I mean I think that's the only thing that's kind of like keeping them in their place, and I'm really grateful for that. So Trump's not. The Republicans are not giving in. Food stamps are running out in New York City. There's an election coming up next week. Things can get really crazy over there, right? Potential food riots. I don't know. It might certainly interfere with the New York City election one way or another. Um, and maybe Trump decides to get cute and maybe throw in some immigration raids on top of it for like a little extra sauce. You guys got to watch the news, man. I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's looking like it's gonna get, it could get crazy. What is most likely to happen, where my money is that Schumer is going to cave. Okay, so the word is that Schumer has been trying to jockey for some type of a backroom deal. He started off by asking for like $1.5 trillion to give to illegal aliens, and now he has basically backed down to the point of just give me $20 billion and I'll be happy. Now here's the thing: $20 billion on the surface sounds big, but when you consider the government budget, it's a small number, but it's a big enough number that Schumer can come out and say, "Hey, he got something out of Republicans." He's, basically the liberal media is going to advertise this as a Schumer victory, and it seems to me like Republicans are not having any of that. They're not giving him anything, and I really do hope they hold the line. So if Republicans aren't giving Schumer anything, okay, and they've got this election coming up in New York City on November 5th, and the food stamps are running out, what's Schumer going to do? Okay, so common sense is that he's going to cave, and he's going to agree. He's going to get a couple of Democrats in the Senate, and they're going to agree to sign the continuing resolution. That's where my money's at. That's what I think they're going to do. But So here's the thing. This is something that obviously Schumer could have done a month ago, and then we wouldn't have been in the situation that we're in right now. So, if he does this, basically he's gone through all this trouble, right? And he's got nothing to show for it. And that's the beauty of Republicans not caving in for once to Democrats, okay? Democrats have absolutely nothing to show after this big fight. So the other thing to look, to be aware of here is, right, Schumer did this 100% to appease the radical left, right, in this party. So here's the thing. He had to go through all this trouble just to keep the radical left, okay? So that's a lot of work, which is his base, right? So that's a lot of work to do for him to just keep his base. And of course, it doesn't look like he's really scored any points with the centrists or the moderates, because he looks like he's been catering to the left. And this is now where this is going to come back around and bite him in the ass, is because when he does cave, which I think he's going to do because he's got no alternative, right? The food's going to run out in New York City. When he does cave, okay, the radical left is going to turn on him, right? They're going to go hard on him because here's the important thing. From the perspective of the radical left, okay, those people are anarchists, okay? They are actually looking for a popular uprising that overthrows the system and installs communism, okay? That's what the radical left is looking for. They're looking for a communist revolution, okay? So from their perspective, they're almost there, right? Schumer's, like this thing that with the Schumer shutdown, it's almost getting them to the point where they get the red revolution, right, that they're looking for, right? The October Revolution, or in this case, it would be a November Revolution. But that's what they're looking for, right? That communist revolution. So if Schumer takes this away from them at the last second, they're going to be really, really, really upset at Schumer, okay? So again, Schumer, he may have been able to appease his radical base temporarily, right? But and he was under the impression that they were just looking for Schumer to put up resistance, a fight, okay? But what I don't think he really understands is they weren't just looking for a fight. They were looking for some type of a catalyst for the communist revolution that they're hoping for, okay? So when Schumer ultimately caves, he's basically ruining their party, right? They're he's taking away the punch bowl from their party, and they're going to be upset, man. So keep your eye on that, because that's where I see this thing. This is the way I kind of see this thing developing. This wasn't just from the moderates. This may have been, hey, let's push back a little bit against Trump and see what we can get out of them. That might have been the Democrat moderate centralist position. The far left, they may have been saying stop Trump, but what they're really hoping for is that communist revolution. Okay, and I don't think that Schumer is going to give it to them. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so my thoughts on that. Drop some comments, and I'll talk to y'all soon.